Hello, everyone. We are back with Ross Hutchison from Universal Engraving and Haley Hutchison Quick from Infinity Foils. So, Ross, Universal Engraving creates dies from a variety of metals and for different applications and machinery. So, have the current supply chain challenges affected your company, either in terms of raw material availability or pricing pressures? And if so, how are you guys responding?
I'd be lying if I told you that everything was perfect in this world these days, but that would be that. It would be a lie. So, but nonetheless, the nice thing is the buying power that we have at Universal Engraving, because the mass amount of dies that we produce allows us to kind of look out, far beyond, if you will, and in like a 12-month stretch. And so before or when we get to budget for each year, we're looking at items like this. Okay. Now we don't have a crystal ball just like anybody else, but at the same time, we do a lot for the metal that we're going to use, and we look back to see what we were using across each month. So we've planned accordingly, and knock on wood, we've done well so far. There are other constraints that are tying up everybody right now. If you look at the ports and so forth, there's a traffic jam in the ocean right now. That's not helping anybody. It's not helping our customers. It's not helping us. I'm sure it's affecting everybody across the board. So we do our very best to manage that and minimize any risk and stressful situations as much as we possibly can. With regards to pricing pressures, certainly it does seem kind of the theme right now that we are seeing across the board prices increasing. Everybody's seen the gas prices recently, increase. So I think, it's kind of a trend, unfortunately, that we're seeing multiple products being increased and so forth. Some of this we can sustain, some of it we are simply not able to sustain it all the way through. Having said that, we do look internally to say what more efficiencies can we gain in our process to maybe minimize, if we do have to go through a price increase, maybe minimize that slot that we have to pass on.
Right. It's not a fun time right now. There's been a lot of pressures over the last 12 to 15 months. I think everyone's just doing the best that they can, but you guys
Right.
seem like you have a good plan, so that's great. So let's talk a little bit about trends in terms of the dies that you're creating. Are you finding that their demand is higher for foil stamping or for embossing, debossing dies? Is like one in greater demand than others, and or are you even seeing a change in the types of dies needed because of certain equipment?
So, such an interesting question, and I'll tell you why. Is during the 12 months that I'll call was kind of a shutdown, if you will, of 2020. I guess maybe 9 months really, but we sold more embossing dies during that time frame than we really did foil stamping dies, and it was kind of interesting, an interesting trend in that. Now we're seeing a bounce back of all dies being purchased, foil stamping, embossing. So I'd say it's kind of back to normal, as the new
Right.
normal, if you will. But we are seeing a plethora of those dies bought. We do see, like Haley had alluded to, from a foil perspective, with holographic and clear holographic foils being purchased, we are seeing more unifraction dies being put out there, where there's more of a texture or a pattern being put in there to add, kind of some pizzazz to the brand. So that's been a positive. And again, anything that is supposed to be, or excuse me, that is adding a uniqueness to that brand is seems to be on the rise as it is.
Okay, so I guess maybe that's one of the I kind of jumbled everything together, but do you see a change in the types of dies needed for certain equipment?
We do. So a lot of new equipment out there, especially as I had alluded to previously, where the narrow web sector and the digital finishing equipment not necessarily need a different type of die, but they're when you talk about that industry, being that they all came from a flexo where it was all rotary dies that they were
Right.
utilizing. Now utilizing a flatbed die, much like our auto platen and clamshell presses have used for years and years and years. It's interesting because, and that's really because the demand or the customers that are jumping into that into the label market wanting to add some embellishment to their label, it just makes it that much more affordable for them to do that. And so, because previously buying a rotary tool was so expensive and so on and so forth, this just allows more people to jump into that space. And again, more metallic is better for everybody.
Always
So
great, right?
we love it. Absolutely. So, Haley and I bleed foil. So, if you cut us, it's really pretty if you cut us. I mean, we don't like it, but I mean, it really
Probably going to avoid that. Seems a little messy, but so okay, so we kind of talked a little bit about gaining some efficiencies and the making the process more efficient. So how does Universal help its customers gain those efficiencies and improve their bottom line?
Yeah, so we are constantly looking out for our customers and what efficiencies they can gain on press. Okay, so if we can suggest a unilockup or a speed chase or even something as simple as how to run a job more efficiently, even minus that technology, we're trying to help our customers do that. We also make quite a few dies that are for inline embossing, so die cutting, embossing simultaneously in one pass. And so that plays a big role in that, in helping our customers to be more efficient. The faster that our customers can do jobs, the more throughput, the more profitable that they can be, I believe the better off we all are. And then that means more jobs here. And that means more work here, and so I think that's really a big focus of ours, is to promote that, because again, the more throughput that our customers can do, then hopefully that means more jobs that they can cycle through and be out promoting of, hey, here's what's possible on this package, and again, more foil and embossing that's being sold.
Right, open capacity for them to sell. That's perfect.
Absolutely.
So Infinity isn't the only company in your family that has launched a new website. Universal also has a new website and a new branding as well. Tell me a little bit about the reason for that, and what people should expect when they come to see your site.
So our grandfather incorporated almost 40 years ago, and our logo had stuck for 40 years. So God bless it, and it'll always be.
And best wishes, and we'll see you out the door.
It'll always be near and dear to our heart, and still does hold a place here under the UEI Group umbrella. But now with Universal Engraving standing alone as the rest of our subsidiaries, we felt it time to just have a fresh new look. And so our new logo represents kind of what we do. There's the plate aspect, the reverse out aspect. It pops, and it's universal. There's a spin to it, if you will, no pun intended, but it really is. There's a spin to it that shows that we are universal. We supply dies all over the world. We have market developers strategically located throughout the world, and we touch a lot of applications all over the world. So it definitely was time for a new and improved look, if you will, a new fresh look. With regards to the website, yes, we also launched a new website, so very excited about this new feature. It definitely tells a better story, one that's more informational on our products and who we are and what we do. In addition, it's just about being more at the fingertips of our customers, okay? Because very soon we'll be unveiling a portion of it that's the My Account, where our customers can go in and view orders and invoices and order status and pay invoices. Again, just trying to have a different outreach and communication with our customers that previously we didn't have through a website. Everything these days has to be kind of a marketing or a sales tool, so that you're in constant contact with your customers. And I think this, with our new website, that's exactly what we're trying to do.
Perfect. So let's kind of switch back gears again to both of you. Poor Haley's just been hanging out. So when customers, or maybe it's even their customers, are looking to add foil or embossing, what are the two of you able to offer them to make the process easier and help ensure that we get the desired project at the end of it for everybody?
I think we draw upon the years and decades, really, of experience with regards to recommending products for different substrates, applications, machinery, and so forth. So we use that knowledge and experience to provide our customer a better end product. Additionally, Infinity Foils has a substantial volume of inventory stocked at multiple different locations. So this allows us to ship directly from inventory in a timely manner rather than a make to order lead time that potentially may happen with something else. We also have the ability to custom convert for our customers based on their needs for a project. And lastly, and like I described above or with the website, is we have 24 access to each of our products online.
I think to add to that, when it comes to the Infinity Foils product, the cross-reference guide is huge. Whenever you're looking to embellish or look for a specific color, as Haley mentioned, we do cross-reference across others in the industry, and that's a nice feature. I think also is the possibility. Certainly there's literature that we've put out there. Now a lot of that literature we've offered digitally. When you offer that digitally and people can kind of see, although we do work in a very tangible environment where people like to look and feel and even smell and God knows what else, but that's what that's what they do. That's just what you do as a consumer. When you walk into the store, you pick up a box and you look at it and it's kind of like hold the puppy, buy the puppy type of thing, And so when you're able to replicate that and show people what their brand or what their artwork or their graphics can do, that's a better scenario for everybody. It's a better scenario for the end customer. It's a better scenario for our customers, and really just kind of cuts out the interpretation, if you will. So, I mean, bottom line is to get us involved in the beginning at the brand level is really key. That makes it a much smoother process from start to finish in a lot of ways. Avoids headaches on press. Everybody knows what's possible, what foil to utilize, maybe even what make ready is best to run the job with. It really is kind of all copacetic, if you will.
All right, well, Ross and Haley, thank you guys so much for participating today and being available. I really appreciate it. We are going to switch gears and go back to the FSEA Online Spring Summit content, and we look forward to talking with you again soon.
Thank you, Diana.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
everybody.
Bye-bye.